I miss you too. My face is looking different from the last video you saw, right? It happens once in a while. Sometimes you can't just manage some things. All right, I'm back, and I'm back to Lagos, and I have rest well, so I'm looking good now. Thank you so much to everyone that showed concern. In fact, some people sent me a message. Please don't ever look the way you looked that last time. Oh, don't ever this, don't ever that. I hope there is no problem. Oh, I hope there is not this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate everybody that showed a lot of concern. I actually traveled, and it was stressful for me that day. I haven't settled down fully, and that was why I was looking that much stressed. Thank you so much, everybody. I love you all. I love you. God bless you for all the show of love. God bless you. Thank you so much. So, tonight is a very special night, and it's a continuity of what we've been discussing from the beginning of this April, which is answers to questions teenagers and youth ask. As I said, I have my mailbox filled up with a lot of questions from teenagers, from youth. Now, tonight's program, parents can benefit from it too. Teenagers and youth too can benefit from it. So it is not a one-sided program alone. To parents, please listen to the questions and listen to the answers we are going to be giving to it, so that you too can pick one or two things and know how to deal with any of those questions if they come your way. And also to the teenagers and youth, listen to the questions and listen to the answers that comes with it, in case it's similar to any of your questions, or you ask someone that has a similar issue or questions or something related to what we are going to discuss. So we've discussed a lot of questions. We've answered a lot of questions, a lot. And tonight we are going to be continuing the questions. All right. Where do we start from? Okay, one of the questions I'm going to answer tonight is, should I answer the advances of a boy and become his girlfriend? Should I answer the advances of a boy and become his girlfriend? So I asked this person the question back. I said, how old are you? And she answered me. She said, I am 14. Oh, and I'm like, oh, fantastic. You are 14. So what class are you? And she said she's in SS2. SS2. So I'm like, okay, if you start having boyfriend from the SS2, what a try. You really tried to wait till you got to SS2. In fact, we have had a lot of you that you started having boyfriend from GSS1, GSS2. Now, the question is not applicable to only an SS2 student, and even 14-year-old students. It's applicable to all the teenagers and youth out there. So the question is, should I start having boyfriend? Should I say yes to all the, oh babe, you are the one we are calling, what's up, how are you doing, do you know you are beautiful? In fact, I dream of you every night. I can't sleep. Anytime I see you, I have goosebumps, and I just seriously love you. I just think about you, and anytime I just lost it. Tell me, am I not getting it right? Those are the words they used to cajole you. You hear things like, you are the sugar in my tea, you are just what I think about, I wake up, you are the dream I have, you are my future, you are my this, you are my that, and all. I I have a toasting coach in my house. So apart from that, all the advances, there are ways guys will say, so what? My toasting coach is laughing right now. They will with those sugar-coated mouths, they will tell you things like, baby, I can't do without you. If you don't say yes, he can die. He's not sure he can survive, and things like complete my world. When you come into my world, you just complete my world. I can do anything for you. I can die for you. I will be there for you. I will break the rock for you. I will do this and I will do that. And ladies will be like, oh God, only for me. This, that. Okay, boy. All of those is just a deceit. Trust me. It's just a deceit. Original deceit. Now all jokes apart now. Let's be real. Guys have a way of, telling you sweet words to get into your head. Now, as I said in the previous videos that I made, I said men are moved by sight, by what they see, while women are moved by thought, by feelings. So we women, we get aroused to feelings as fast as possible. We are so emotional, and because of that, guys take a lot of advantage. Guys take that for advantage, and we need to be sensitive and understand this part. When guys come to you and tell you things like, oh, this, I can go to any length for you, I can break the wall for you, in fact, I slap police for your case. I slap Ambi for your case, you are the sugar in my tea and all of that. Please trust me. The guy is only doing everything he can as at that time to win your heart, to win the emotional part of your heart, to win the sensitive part of your heart. And once he does that, and once he's able to penetrate into that part of your heart, trust me, it's a two-way thing. He's not the one that owns that heart. And when you don't own something, it's difficult for you to know how to manage and maintain that thing. Your heart is a very fragile thing, which you don't want to place in the hands of anybody. Your heart does not have duplicates. It's for you and you alone. Okay, let me take it from this instance. Do you know how difficult it is to get another heart, or when there's a hole, or an heart has this disease, this perforated hole, and this, when any heart has, it's always a big money and a lot of stress, a lot of medical attention to sustain that person. Now, same thing is applicable to emotional attachment or emotional part of your heart. When you give your heart to a guy, now I'm not saying at a point in your life you won't have to. Yes, you will, but not in sensitive time of your life where you have a lot in stake. There's stages to our life. We have the time to plant and the time to harvest. At the age of 14, at the age of 15, at the age of 18, 19, 20, you are still in the age of breeding your plants. You are still in the age of weeding all the unwanted plants, all the weeds that surround your plants. You are still in the wetting of your plant stage. You are still in the stage where you need to guard your gardens, your harvest, where you need to guard it with all diligence, with all morals, with all sensitivity. Because as at that time, if you leave it to anybody anyhow to come in, trust me, they did not go through the journey of that planting with you, of the tilling the ground with you. They didn't go through the journey of tilling the ground. They didn't go through the journey of wetting the ground. They didn't go through the journey of planting the seed. They didn't go through the journey of nurturing the seed and checking upon it every day. Are you going to grow? Are you going to grow? And when it begins to grow, they didn't go through the journey of wetting it continuously. They didn't go through the journey of, clearing all the dirt, all the weeds, all the unwanted plants around it. Now, the harvest time is the time where you are set to get married. The harvest time is a time where, yes, you have done all things well. You have gone to school, you have faced your studies, you have achieved what God wants you to achieve, what God wants you to achieve. You have attained a certain age of your life. You have fulfilled that particular purpose that God has called you for, which is the purpose of becoming something. You have invested in your life, in your academics, maybe even in your business. You had learned something. You have become independent. That even when any guy comes into your life, the guy knows that I'm not befriending a non-entity. I'm not befriending a liability. You don't just want to date a guy just because the guy sugarcoats his mouth and tell you a lot of so-called sweet things to you that turns out to be lie. You as a lady, before you venture into boyfriend dating journey, ask yourself, how is my plant looking like? What is my plant looking like? Is my garden, the plants that are planted, is it grown already? Is it green enough? Have I wet it enough? What have you invested to yourself? A guy comes to your life and tell you, oh, I will help you achieve your goal. I will help you this. No. So the question is, can I have a boyfriend at age 14, at age 15? My darling, there's still a long way for you to go. Not having a boyfriend does not make you a strange person. Not having a boyfriend does not make you less of yourself. Now tell me, you have not looked after yourself, finish, and now you now have responsibility to look after a guy, to think after a guy. You are still thinking about your study, your academics. You have not you've not mastered, or you can't vouch for yourself that your mathematics or your English or your this or your government, your economics, your this, your that, you are A1 already in it. It's still nothing that yet now want to bring another responsibility. There's some unnecessary responsibility that will bring upon ourselves at some age of our life that is not necessary. You are only causing yourself or creating a stumbling block for you instead of you to run at a pace. There's some kind of race. There are different kind of running race. When you get to the field and you have to run to take a batting race, it's different. It's a free flow race, and when you get to the batting race, you exchange. There are some other races where you don't need to change baton. It's just an 100-meter or 200-meter race. You start it and you finish. Now there are some other races that you have to start jumping some fences to get to the final bus stop of the race. Now those are the kind of race I am talking about. God has given you a race. Now you already have a smooth race or a direct race that you are supposed to run smoothly from start to finish. By yourself, you now create different stumbling blocks in your way. Having a boyfriend at the stage of your life is you creating a stumbling block at every stage of your race, where you now need to open your leg wide and jump. Do you know the stress and the energy that it takes for you to do that, instead of you just going through the straight journey? So if you ask me, having a boyfriend, as I said, there's a time for everything. Yes, advances will come. Oh yes, they will tell you a lot of things. Yes, they will tell you things like, you are my this, you are my that, you are this, you are that, that. Hey, please don't be fooled. And do you know the funniest thing? I'm talking to ladies tonight. Do you know the funniest thing? You get to lose a lot. You see, guys, they don't have much to lose. But ladies, you get to lose a lot. Ask me why. Now, you go into the relationship at the age of 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, tell me, what is the base and the purpose of the relationship when you are telling the guy there is no sex? There is no sex. Okay, we can do without sex. Trust me. How easy do you think that is? And you will hear things like the guy telling you, you don't love me. If you really love me, you will allow me do this. Other people are doing it. Why can't I do it with you? This and this is doing it. And yes, truly, you are seeing them do it. And he keeps cajoling you till you fall for it. And after you fall for it, you become pregnant. Trust me, the guy will go his own way, even if he accepts the responsibility of the pregnancy. The guy will not be the one to carry the pregnancy. You as the lady will be the one to carry the pregnancy. Now, you will carry the pregnancy for 9 months. After carrying the pregnancy for 9 months, you will go through the labor process. After going through the labor process, you will breastfeed the baby for nothing less than more than 1 year. So that is how many years of your life? 2 years plus. Okay, after that, you will wait till the baby, maybe matured a bit before you can go back to school. And before you can go back to school, it's psychological stress alone because of all the things that you have passed through. Many teenage pregnant girls don't even have opportunity to go back to school. And those ones that try to go back, trust me, is a lot of stress. So why put yourself through all that stress? Now you wasted 3 or 4 years of your life nursing a baby, going through pregnancy period, going through breastfeeding period, and all of that. This guy, in that same period, would have gained admission and finished his school. So who lose? So if you are not thinking about this, think about what I've just said now. Who lose? Now, if you eventually get pregnant, or okay, you get advice from friends and they tell you, it's a small thing, let's abort it, let's this, let's that. You abort it and you forever feel guilty conscience. You forever die in guilty. Oh, if you abort, who do you think sin? You think it's the guy? No, it is you that will face the judgment and the wrath. Okay, in the process of aborting, what if there were complications? What if complications happen? What if it leads to damage of wounds? What if it leads to infection? What if it leads to some things that you didn't plan for? This guy will continue to live his life and would not know the pains that you go through. In fact, he can't even understand. All he can do is to tell you sorry. That is even if he's there to tell you sorry. So ladies, why go through all that stress? Trust me. In my days of your age, I wished I had someone to tell me this that I'm telling you now. Maybe I wouldn't have stressed myself through some mess that I put myself, or that I found myself. These are the things that our mothers don't go in details to tell us. Instead, our mothers and our father, they just shout and tell us, hey, money boyfriend, oh, hey, otini girlfriend, the balo you fella die. Now, what I expect from parents is to sit the teenagers and the youth down and explain to us the consequence of this. Open our eyes to the things that we will lose or face if we go through that journey. Open our eyes and help us to see reasons why we should not go into it. Not because they are wicked, or not because they don't want to enjoy life like every other person is enjoying life, so to say. But when we have better understanding, which is what I am doing now, explaining to you to let you know that it is worth waiting. The wait may look long. The wait may look tiring. The waiting may look tempting because pressures from left, from right, and other friends are telling you, what is it, Mama Gio? Nothing will happen. We are doing it and nothing is happening. My darling, if everybody is doing it and nothing happens, it doesn't mean you would do it and something would not happen. Let me use myself as an example. Then I remember that my friends told me some things that killed me. No big deal, nothing will happen. But I found out that every time I make the attempt to do those things they tell me nothing will happen, that they do and go scot-free, I don't do it and go scot-free. I don't ever do it and go scot-free. It took me time to understand that the purpose of God for my life is different from theirs. So if I mess up, God has a way of dealing with me. It took me to learn that lesson the hard way. So one thing about you is you are different. You are distinct. You are peculiar. God made you for a purpose. God created you for a purpose. God destined you for a purpose. You have a purpose for your existence. You have a purpose for the generation you are created into. So what others are doing, you can't just join them and do it. If Esther in the Bible decide not to remain a virgin, decide to join others, do you think when the king called for virgins to be brought to him, do you think Esther will be qualified to be among the virgins that will be presented to the king? No. It's not a norm. It's not a normal thing among teenagers, among youth. And they tell you, being a virgin is stupidity. It's an old school thing. My darling, it is never an old school. It is never an old school thing. So my answer is still no, and it will remain no. Not because I don't understand that your friends are having it. Not because I don't feel what you're feeling. Not because I don't understand the emotional parts or the sensitivity you are feeling inside your body when the guy cook up so many things to tell you, my darling, I swear to God. In fact, yes, many of them go to the extent of swearing. I swear to God, I will take care of you. I will not hurt you. I will not disappoint you. I will not this. I will not that. I will not. Trust me. Many of them avoid words. Please wait. It is worth waiting. You will be the one to enjoy the wait. Wait. Okpemo is not. It's very close. Wait. All right, thank you. Let me see if I can take one more question tonight before I go. In fact, the way these questions are popping in, I don't know if we're going to be able to finish the question and answer for this month of April. But this is what we're going to do. To continue this question and answer, I am going to continue this question and answer series at the camp. Yes, I'm going to create time at the camp for us to do this question and answer. And also, if you have all your questions, please bring it along to the camp. Let's deal with it. Let's treat it one by one. Let's argue it. Let's face it. Let's debate it. Let's debate it. All right. I'm having questions come here to my mail that I can see now that I'm loving the answers you are giving and the reality that you are showing to us. God bless you, ma. Thank you. God bless you too. God bless you too. God bless you too. So I've answered the question, should I accept the advances of a boy and become his girlfriend? And I said no. So I gave my reasons. When you are feeling those sensitive feelings, please wave it off. As I always say, you are in your fasting period. You are in your planting period. You are still in your maturing period. Please enjoy this time well. Stay out of trouble. So that when your harvest time comes, you will be able to blossom in your harvest. you will be able to harvest something huge. Alright, so the next question. Okay, there's a question here. I'm a born again teenager. I always feel like having sex or other sexual urge. Is it okay? If not, how do I address this? Okay, I think I have answered this question last week Tuesday. So if you are yet to watch it, please go back to it and watch it. I've given an answer to it. Is it actually biblically wrong to date, have a boyfriend, a girlfriend as a teenager? Is it biblically wrong? Yes. I've just answered it. Okay, the next question is, I'm a teenager. I have been engaging in sexual relationship with a married man. I find it extremely difficult to quit. What do I do? I think I answered this a question similar to this last Tuesday too. Let me repeat the question again. The question says, I'm a teenager. I have been engaging in sexual relationship with a married man. I find it extremely difficult to quit. What do I do? Number one reason why you should quit is, I need to be very sincere with this and very blunt. I am not condemning you. I hate condemnation. I don't condemn. We are all not perfect. There are so many reasons that might lead you to befriending a married man. Yes, you might have so many excuses. I've seen many ladies come to my office and tell me this same thing, and when they gave me their reasons, I understand that most of them don't want to go into it, but they went into it out of they think they don't have a choice. Some went into it because of Ejo. What's the English of ojukokoro? Oh, somebody help me. What's the English of ojukokoro? Uncontentment. Okay? And some went into it because they feel their family is not buoyant enough and they need money desperately for school to feed their family. They feel... Now, many of the teenagers that went into relationship with married men, many of them have this notion of taking responsibilities on their head that is more than them. At least I've had many of them, several higher percent of them that come to my office. We talk about this issue, and I found out that many of them are putting responsibilities that is more than them on themselves. They want to feed their family, they want to help their dad, they want to help their mom, they want to go to school. It is not your responsibility. It is not your responsibility to feed your family. And you shouldn't go out of your way to sell yourself because you want to feed your family, you want to satisfy your family, you want to fend for your family. Trust me, it's not worth it. Am I saying that your family is not worth it? No. But there are other ways that you can go about supporting your family without having to sell your body. You see, these men in questions, they are only buying from you, not even buying from you. They are stealing from you. The more they sleep with you, the more virtue, the more blessings, the more glory, the more gifts, the more things that are valuable in you. You are not even selling it to them alone, you are dashing them. Because the money they are giving you in return does not even worth what you carry that you are giving them free of charge. So you have just sell yourself short and small by sleeping with a married man for money's sake. Despite your excuse, despite your reasons, Either you want to pay school fees, you want to pay house rent, you don't have somewhere to stay, you don't have this, you don't have that. I know many of you used to have a reason. There are always excuses attached to it, and you make it look like, oh, you don't understand. I am not judging you. But what I want to say tonight is to let you know that life can be better for you. You can have a good life even without sleeping with a married man. Even without sleeping with anybody, whether a married man or not married man, for money. One thing you also need to know is that whatever you do to people, they will do it to you. There's something called law of karma. Whatever you do to someone, you are sleeping with an husband of another woman. Trust me, when you grow up and you eventually get married, it will come back to you. So tell me, how will you feel then? How will you feel then? But the most important thing is, number one, you need to ask God for mercy. The question is, I find it extremely difficult to quit. What do I do? So now I'm telling you what you should do. If you really, really want to come out of this, now it's a sin against God. But first thing first you need to do is to ask for mercy. Ask God to have mercy on you and forgive you. Turn away from that act and ask God to give you strength and power to not go back into it. Oh yes. Another sincere part. Oh mama, you don't understand. It's not easy. It's not easy. That is the time that need will come. That is the time that need will arise. My darling, if you don't suffer for a while, joy cannot come in the morning. The Bible says that you suffer for a while, but joy comes in the morning. Am I telling you that in Christianity, in religion, once you give your life to Christ, that immediately things will begin to be rosy, this and this? Yes, things will be good, things will be fine, but you too need to do your part. And this is the part you need to do. After asking for God's mercy, forgive yourself for what you have done. Forgive yourself for what you have done and be determined not to go into it. You can be what God wants you to be without you sleeping with a man or selling yourself, selling your glory, selling your virtue in the name of money. Look for something to learn. Oh, at a point in my life, I sold ice water in Agege. I sold ice water, I sold pure water just because I was determined that I didn't want to sleep with a man for money. It was bad, it was difficult for me because I needed to get back to my JS3 class. It was very, very bad and difficult. But I had to choose. Either I sleep with a man or I struggle. I go through the, ways that I can use to make money. I remember that the money I was supposed to pay then was 2,750 to local government, to Ministry of Education, for me to get admission into Ikeja Senior High School then. So what I did, I went to Agege, I sold ice water, I sold pure water. Those were in the days where pure water just started coming up. Oh, I looked for a shop where I did sales girl. The money I was able to gather, I went to pay to go back to school. Oh, in the days where I gained admission for my ND, I remember I worked in Amala joints. I had options to sleep with men. I do. The temptation was so high, I understand. And that is why I don't condemn, because I've been there. The temptation, at the point I had made up my mind, yes, I will do it. But trust me, it's not worth is not worth it. Let me make a confession. There was a time during my school days that I was so desperate. I needed money. Even while I was working in the amala joint, the money I was getting was not much, and I needed to pay this money in school and this and that. So after a lot of pressure, after peer pressure from friends, from this, from that, a guy said, don't worry, if you sleep with me, I will give you this, I will give you that. I gave in into this guy, and after having sex with me, the guy sent me out of his house without giving me a kobo. And that was the day I made the determination in my life, never to allow such to repeat itself. So I went back to the streets, sold ice water again, sold pure water again, sell anything I could sell except my body. So trust me, I have been there and I know it. I know what the pain is. I know how it feels. So I'm not going to be here preaching to you, telling you, oh, it is easy, just jump out, just this. I am only going to be deceiving you. But the truth of the matter is, the understanding I want you to understand is, you are too expensive to be selling yourself cheap to a man. Think about all the things that you are losing out and you are selling out to this man or to this man. They don't want it. It's good that you retain those glory, those everything to yourself. Nurture it, keep working on it, and you become what you want to become. Now somebody will tell me, you like business, you like this, you like that. Those periods where I was selling ice water, when I was selling pure water, those periods when I was working in amala joint, I gathered the experience of business. Those periods are periods where I was gathering experience of business. And now it's paying off for me. It's paying off for me. So then it looks like the world was coming to an end. But God was using that period to build me. Oh, God knows that I'm not going to have money to go to business school. But my experience then was enough business school. And it's paying off for me now. Now you see me nurturing people, helping people, talking to them about business, what kind of business you should do, what kind of this, what kind of that. It's because of the kind of experience that I've had growing up. At the age of 20-something, I had my own restaurant. I started selling food. I started selling food from the front of the house. They call me Mama Jolo as a student. And by that time that I needed that money desperately, my lecturers knew. What did I not sell? I sell okay. I came to Katangwa in Lagos. I bought clothes. I bought many things. I will go back to school and go and sell. So tell me, Yoruba used to say something, Ole lo bomoje. It is stealing. Na bomoje, how do I translate that? Now, jokes apart, to this person, my word to you is, there are many things you could do without selling your body. Forgive yourself. Pray to God to forgive you. Ask for the Holy Spirit to help you resist the temptation of going back. Endure the time of your building. Learn something. Go and learn something. Learn something that will make you independent. Do business that will make you independent. Oh, do I mean that you will not fail when you learn? Do I mean you will not fail when you start business? You will fail. When you fail, learn the lesson from it and rise up again. You know, the process of you struggling and learning, falling and rising, those process, please don't waste it away. They are process that you will need at the point that will make you stronger. Oh, all the Okonjo Iweala, go and ask their story. They also had their times of failures. All the great women, inspiring women and all of that. Ask every one of them. They have story to tell. They have also had their times of failing. They have also had their times of falling. They have also had their times of messing up, and they learned lesson in a hard way. So what is wrong with you? The reason why you are going into it and you are thinking it's difficult for you to come out is because you don't want to suffer. You don't want to endure the pain for a while. You just want to keep enjoying. And enjoyment does not last if you did not build a solid foundation. It's just like the Bible illustration that says a wise man built his house on a solid rock, while another foolish man built his house on a sandy soil. And when the rain comes, he breaks down the house. He took the house of the house on the soil, on the sandy soil away, and the one on the rock stand. So all those process of pains, enduring, falling, rising, failing, picking it up again, those are the period where you are laying your foundation on a rock. And when the winds come, they will stay. They will stand. They will stand. Oh, I've seen so many ladies come to me and tell me, I'm just addicted to having Yahoo guys as a boyfriend. Oh, because they spend lavishly. They can spend anyhow. They can this, they can that. Oh. You are building your foundation on a solid, because you would not be an independent woman. You would not learn the things you are supposed to learn. And by the time you get married, or by the time you grow up, by the time has passed you, you won't be able to go back to say, oh, you want to start from the beginning again. So please forgive yourself. Forgive all those people involved. Ask God for mercy. Ask Him to help you. Then talk to somebody about it. Get a mentor, someone that could watch you, someone that could call you back, draw you back and tell you, my darling, don't go, don't do it. Someone you can report yourself to, someone that can put a check on you, someone you can trust, someone that would not condemn you, someone that when you fall, they are ready to pick you up again. And that's the work of a counselor. That's the work of elderly sisters, mothers, and parents. And that's why I used to say to parents, to elderly ones, don't judge. Don't send them away when they come to you and tell you things. No, don't. Embrace them and help them through that journey. All right. This is where we're going to be stopping tonight. Have you registered for the camp? Oh my God, I'm so excited. 8 days to go. 8 days to go. If you have not registered, please tell me. I don't understand what you are waiting for. I don't understand what you are doing and why you have not registered. If you have not registered, I am posting the link right now. Please click on that link and register. Register for the youth camp. Pacesetters camp is going to be wow. We are going to be having debating section. We are going to be having symposium. We are going to be having the live nuggets period, just like we are having it here. We are going to be having question and answer. And there's a particular segment that is intoxicating me. We are going to be having talk show period, where myself, I will be telling my story, my journey, how I was molested, and how I went through the journey of rape more than 8 times, and how God was able to help me out. And I have some wonderful people too that will be sharing their story. We have the like of Pastor Bisi Adewale. We have, oh my God, I can't stop mentioning names. I'm just so excited about this camp because, in fact, we have just limited space, just small space left. So if you have not registered, please register now. Register now before it is too late. Register now. You don't want to miss this camp. There's going to be movie nights, there's going to be game nights, talent on segments, impartation, free food. I don't know what else you want. There's free food, there's free transportation, there's free accommodation. What are you now waiting for? What's your excuse? What's your excuse? So the camp starts 21 to 23rd this April. Just 8 days to go. Click on that link, register, invite somebody to register before the door is closed. Alright, thank you so much for joining me tonight. You can feel my vibes this night now. I'm so excited. Alright. Thank you so much for joining us this night. God bless you. I love you all. Next week, okay, on Thursday, we will continue this segment of question and answer. I will answer more of the questions. I love you all. God bless you for joining. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you for joining. Thank you so much. Share the link. Register for the teenage camp that's coming up. And I'll see you at camp. God bless you. Bye for now. Please share this video. Let somebody learn from it. Let somebody hear it. Let somebody be blessed. When you are sharing it, you are helping somebody and you are saving somebody's life. So be a blessing. Share the video. Don't be stingy. Stinginess is not good. Share this video. God bless you and good night.